What is going on, guys? So today it's a different kind of video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some leaks for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. I know it's still a year away, Vanguard hasn't even launched, but there is some information that I do want to go over with. I hadn't made a video about it because I just didn't have anything interesting to say. Some of you might say I never have anything interesting to say, but whatever. So there's some big takeaways from this. This is coming from Tom Henderson. I will leave the link in the description if you guys want to check that out. But without further ado, let's get started. The next Call of Duty installment, Vanguard, is out next week, or this week actually. But developer Infinity Ward already has big plans for 2022's Modern Warfare 2. So we all knew the game was going to be MW2 because of how successful MW 2019 was. This should not come as a surprise to anybody. I mean, it was pretty obvious. All right, you don't need a leaker to tell you that. So apparently there's going to be a new Warzone map, and we're going to go over the details and all that later on, but there's a new Warzone map, and it's going to include the classic MW2 locations, which would be like Favela, the submarine map, the Afghan, and all of that, which I think is really cool. Now the question for me here is, because we're also getting a new map with Vanguard's installments, which would be the Pacific map. I'm wondering if every year we're going to get a new Warzone map, or if it's just kind of going to be like, oh, here's something new for you guys. Maybe we can play either Pacific or the MW2 map, or maybe we can play Verdansk again. Like, I really don't know. I think they need to clarify, because at this point it's all pretty hazy. Like, we really don't know how that's gonna work. But there's also going to be a new mode. It's going to be like Warzone, but not really. It's more like Escape from Tarkov, because it's kind of like the Portal mode. Not Portal, what is that called? Hazard Zone, which is kind of like Escape from Tarkov, which is just kind of like Warzone, but not really. It's just extraction. There is no winning. The only way you win is if you manage to extract, but that doesn't mean anybody else loses. It's just, you get to keep your stuff. If you don't know what that is, you should probably look up Escape from Tarkov so you can get a better understanding of it. What I did take away from this is that the Warzone map for MW2 will have MW2 locations, the classic locations. So that to me means that we're going to be getting those locations in the core 6v6 multiplayer, which to me is a win, because those maps were amazing. I really had a lot of fun in them. So will they play the same? Probably not, but the maps were good, so I'm happy about that. Activision is doubling down on Call of Duty production this year following the huge success of Warzone. Nothing new here. We all knew that. Vanguard will release November 5th with a World War II theme. And it's also launching with a new Pacific map, which we already knew that. Again, I don't know whether that means that every year we're going to get a new map, or whether something is going on. I'm not sure. So we're going to go over some details about the MW2 game. Not the Warzone stuff, just the game in general. So according to VGC, details started to leak last week with claims including features such as weapon jamming, morality system, gore, AI, and more. So we're gonna break these down. So weapon jamming, personally I just don't see that happening in multiplayer at all, and I don't see that happening continuously on campaign. I think that would be really annoying, especially for people like me who play on veteran, I think that would just make the whole experience not fun. So I don't think that would happen a lot, but my best guess would be those weird things, when the screen goes black and you just pop up with a pistol and stuff. Like I think that's what it's going to be, but who knows. What else was there? Morality system. That to me is a good thing. That means that the campaign will be like Black Ops Cold War's campaign, or like BO2's campaign if you haven't played BOCW, where you get to make choices, and those choices affect how you finish the story, right? How the story ends, the finale. That is pretty interesting to me. I think it is something that fans like, having a choice to either do the right thing or do the wrong thing. One thing that I really did like about MW 2019 was the fact that Captain Price gave you a revolver to basically either shoot the butcher or not. That was pretty cool. I think most of us shot the butcher anyway, but it's a morality choice, right? You want to do the right thing, or do you want to do the thing that feels right to you? So, let's see. Revamped AI. So that's interesting because in campaign, right, if you play on recruit, the AI just stands out in the open shooting. Like, that just is dumb. But I don't know what this revamped AI means, but I think Call of Duty has been needing that for a while. Okay, so let's keep going. According to our sources, these details are mostly correct, but we were told that some educated guesses seem to have been made. Claims that MW2 will include a mode similar to Konami's Horror Experience PT, for example. If you don't know what that is, you could look it up if you want to. It is a demo pretty much, and it's kind of like this hallway where you just walk around and weird things happen. So it's pretty cool. I played it. I never really downloaded it, but it's no longer available. They took it down. But apparently somebody said that we're gonna get a mode like that. Let's see. Oh, the claims were said to be wide off the mark, according to people with knowledge of Infinity Ward's plan. So Tom didn't say that they were completely incorrect, so maybe we are getting a horror mode, which would be really interesting because that would be the first time that Call of Duty does something like that. And I hope it's good, so we can get it again sometime later. But yeah, so apparently Tom said he's not 100% on this leak. Could be a little off by something, I don't know. Activision declined to comment when given details from this story ahead of publication. So we all knew Activision was not going to do that. So let's get to the campaign. Alright, this is the fun, interesting part, because this is actually about the game. Okay. As first reported by VGC, MW2's campaign will be centered around the drug war against Colombian cartels. So I think this takes place in modern times. It's a direct sequel to MW 2019, so exactly after that happened, this is going down. Sources, so don't get any ideas of like Pablo Escobar or anything like that. Sources said the single-player story is a grittier take on MW 2019's campaign, with more CQC, tricky decision-making, and the classic Call of Duty set-piece moments fans have come to expect, which is those events, right? Task Force 141 will be returning, or actually, they're making their appearance, because this is the reimagined world, right? Task Force 141 was, just created in 2019's MW. Don't get me wrong, I know it existed in the original one, but this is not the original one. So Um, it'll be making its first appearance, providing playable characters in the campaign as well as operators and the multiplayer side. I don't know why my tongue did that. However, this time Task Force 141 will be scrapping the desert-themed military uniforms and bulky helmets for tiger-striped uniforms and boonie hats. If you don't know what a boonie hat is, I think it's what Price wears on his head. Tiger striped uniforms, that's cool. I personally like the MW 2019 military uniforms, but this is cool too. You know, I mean, I think it's like jungle warfare, so it's pretty cool. For the most part, the heavy duty tanks, jeeps, and planes from previous games will be replaced by the new stuff. We all kind of knew that. Significantly, Infinity Ward has overhauled its AI system, with enemies now holding wounds, screaming and cursing, and reacting more realistically to gunfire to further immerse players when battling the Colombian cartel. So that is interesting. We'll come back to that, but let's keep reading. Weapon jamming, character shaking, and other additional animations have been added to the game too, but are cinematic one-off events rather than the continuous feature that happens throughout the campaign, sources said. So cinematic one-off events, weapon jamming. Yeah, I knew it just couldn't be. It couldn't be continuous. That would have been very annoying. But I know some of y'all would like that. But I don't see people in general liking that. Okay, so let's get back to the AI, because I think this was really cool, really interesting. Apparently, whenever you shoot one of these guys, they're going to hold the wound. So wherever you shot them, I hope it's wherever you shot them and not like what we already have, which is if you shoot them in the leg, they'll like grab their leg or something. But I hope it's like on the wound, like exactly where you shot them. So if you shoot them, for example, in the patella, they grab the patella, or maybe, I don't know, the forearm, they grab their forearm. Like I just, that would be really cool in my opinion. Red Dead Redemption has something like that, so it's not too far off. And that game came out in 2010, I think. So okay, so now let's get on to the Warzone map. This is the interesting part for a lot of y'all, because a lot of y'all like Warzone. Me, not really all that much, but you know, I'm not the center of the world, right? So let's see what's up in the Warzone map. Perhaps the most significant of Infinity Ward's plan is focused on Warzone, the free-to-play sensation which launched shortly after the studio's last COD entry. According to people with knowledge of the developer's plan, MW2 will release alongside a brand new map for Warzone, the third such all-new arena to be launched for the Battle Royale spin-off. As with Verdansk, which is based on MW 2019, the upcoming Caldera, I don't know if that's the name of the map. I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see the name, but I don't know if that's the name of the map. Will launch shortly after this week's Vanguard. Oh, is that the new Pacific map? Is that what it's called? Caldera? The new MW2 Warzone map will be comprised of various classic points of interest, as we understand. So the favela and all of that stuff. To me, that's pretty cool. Again, that means that we're going to be able to see those maps on the Core 6v6, which is what I mostly play. But let's keep reading. Locales from the original MW2 will be expanded upon and stitched together, creating a massive new map. This likely to include a significantly expanded version of Favela and other classic arenas such as Afghan Quarry, Terminal, and Trailer Park. Okay, I like Trailer Park. That was a DLC, but I really liked it. The map, it was kind of just Trailer Park, obviously, but it was just a interesting map to me. Right, it was kind of different from everything else. because it wasn't like military themed at all. It was just a trailer park, so I don't know. I like that. It's not clear whether the MW2 Warzone map will permanently replace Caldera or launch alongside it, which is what I was telling you guys. Like, it's not clear. Although it's understood that the publisher has previously been hesitant to offer multiple maps in the game, based on analysis of other BR battle royales such as PUBG and Fortnite. So the interesting thing about this is that we do have another map that we can play besides Verdansk, and that's called Rebirth Island, right? So I don't know about this one. Vanguard's Caldera, like BOCW, Verdansk 84 before it, is planned to permanently replace the previous map. For example, to avoid splitting the community. Okay, I see what he means. Okay, that would make sense because, maybe some people do like Verdansk, maybe some people don't like the new map, so they rather play Verdansk, and then. But like, I don't know. You said you have like 100 million downloads, and you're worried about splitting the community to what, like 50 million on each map. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever, that's what he says. Okay, let's move on to the third mode for MW2, a hazard zone style mode. Okay, so for those of you who were bashing on Battlefield's hazard mode, you're literally getting one. Okay, Infinity Ward's Warzone map will have a second purpose to house the MW2's third mode, which is described as a mix of PvP and PvE, similar to Battlefield 2042's upcoming Hazard Zone. The unnamed game mode, which is said to have been in the making for several years, is expected to see players battling against cartel AI with friends as they attempt to complete objective-based missions within the same MW2 Warzone map. So this is a little different to Hazard Zone, because Hazard Zone uses the normal multiplayer maps to do this, but the normal multiplayer maps are pretty big, right? It's not like Call of Duty where 6v6 maps are literally the size of a block. Like, it's a lot bigger than that. So I think that's why they're doing it in the new Warzone map. One person with knowledge of Infinity Ward's plan suggested that the third mode could possibly replace zombies in MW2's lineup, but this could potentially change by release. So that is interesting. Okay, because I recently got into zombies. I wasn't a big zombies fan at all. But in BOCW, the multiplayer was so bad that I enjoyed zombies. As somebody who literally did not like zombies at all, I learned to enjoy it in BOCW because the multiplayer was just bad. That's just my opinion. I get it. Maybe y'all like it, but just not me. So if they do get a zombies mode, that would be pretty cool. If they don't, I mean, we're getting a third mode, so that's pretty cool, I would say. MW2 multiplayer. So this is the multiplayer portion. It has been rumored ever since the release of the original MW MP remaster in 2016. Whoa. Okay, so he's talking about the original MW remaster. I thought he was talking about the MW2 one. Okay, that MW2's multiplayer could also be remastered in the future. Its campaign was re-released last year. We understand that the development was indeed underway on a remastered version of the second game's multiplayer at one stage, but that project was ultimately shelved following MW 2019's successful release to avoid overshadowing the new game. Oh my god. Oh my god. We could have had MW2 remastered, but only if MW 2019 had failed. Man, we're actually to avoid that MW 2019 failed. Okay, oh my god. That is a shame. That is a shame. It is literally my favorite game of all time. In terms of Call of Duty, not in general, but in terms of Call of Duty, it's my favorite Call of Duty of all time. So it's just a shame that y'all are not gonna get to play it if you haven't played it yet. But let's continue reading. However, some of this work is said to be coming to 2022's reboot sequel, which is it's not the same. It's not the same. You know, MW2 maps and MW 2022 is cool, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Including remastered maps, weapons, and more returning from the original game. So the weapons is pretty cool. I would like to see, you know, the weapons from that game onto the new one, like the UMP-45. Everybody loved the UMP-45. The ACR, of course, the Scar Age was really, really nice. But we already had that in 2019, but you know. What else was there? The Intervention. Oh my god, we loved the Intervention. The M21 ERB or EBR, whatever it was. That was pretty cool as well. What else was there? Oh man, just a lot of memories, man. But whatever. Operators will be returning. Oh, that's pretty cool as well. With several key figures of TF-141 being playable in addition to some of the campaign's cartel villains, we were told. Oh, okay, that is cool. And that's the end of the article. I will leave it down the description for you guys if you want to read it again, if you want to read it thoroughly, but that is pretty much the gist of it. That is cool. Let me just gather my thoughts and then let's talk about it because it's a lot of information. So let's start off with the Verdansk thing. Not the Verdansk, the Warzone map. I think it's pretty cool. I think getting a new map is pretty cool after what, like 12 months of playing the same map. I think people will get bored eventually, so a new map to refresh Warzone will be ideal. I don't like the fact that it's taking away development time from the core game, because that is what Call of Duty is, the core game, right? Warzone is just kind of like the side hustle thing, but it's working a lot better for them, I think, than the core multiplayer. So I just, whatever, you know what I mean? At this point it is whatever, but I think that should be a focus for Raven Software, maybe with the help of some other developer. But the fact that Infinity Ward is doing that, it seems kind of weird, because now they're taking away time to do this stuff. But let's see, what else? The multiplayer part, I don't really have anything interesting to say there. I do think that the operators is a nice feature, as long as we have a good side and a bad side. I don't like this thing where you can mix and match like in Vanguard, where you can just choose whatever operator you want. Like, I don't like that, because then I can't tell what the enemies are unless I read the little red name at the top of their head, which is what I will probably be doing in Vanguard anyway. So I don't know, man. Like, I like having a good team and a bad team. You know what I mean? Like, I like having factions. I hope those return. I don't want to have Captain Price next to Pablo Escobar and the same team. You know what I mean? Like, it would not make any sense in the multiplayer. And I know it's just a multiplayer, but that's just my opinion. Let's see, what else was there? The AI holding their gunshot wounds, that seems pretty cool to me. They're screaming and cursing, that's pretty cool. Though I don't know. I think the news outlets and all that will pick up on that story, because how realistic, and I do a little quotation marks, how realistic it is. So I don't know, man. Like, it sounds like a good game already. We still have a lot of time ahead of us, so Only time will tell how good this game turns out. But wow, this video is long already, so let me just cut it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, but other than that, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on next time if you stick around.